Now here we have a brand new fragrance from the brand Maison Daba. This one is called Rebirth. I've covered this brand on my channel in the past. This is really only the second fragrance that I own from this brand. Nevertheless, if you're a fan of saffron, spices, amber, oud, rose, peony, lavender, blackcurrant, if this sounds like an enticing enough blend to you, make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on Rebirth, which is a fragrance that is intended to capture the spirit or the ethos of spring from the brand Maison Daba, I want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and also give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would truly mean a lot to me. So again, here we have a fragrance that is spicy, dark, woodsy, ambery, a touch of vanilla. Of course, there's agarwood in the base. There are some aromatic properties, namely lavender, but you do have this floral heart, which is primarily and chiefly comprised of rose, peony, and you have a touch of blackcurrant in there as well, which can sometimes give off a bit of a musky olfactory profile. Nevertheless, this one does smell like it could be a little bit heavier for the spring, and so this is one that, personally speaking, I would also wear in the autumn. Nevertheless, I'm going to talk to you all about the smell in just a little while. Let's start things off with a quick look at the presentation first. Now, once you spray this fragrance on, you are going to get that saffron ingredient. And the reason I say that is because it does smell quite spicy and leathery, and I personally love the note of saffron. You don't come across it too often unless you're smelling a lot of like Middle Eastern fragrances, in which case you get saffron and cardamom and all of these delightful and delectable spices. But here, of course, it is combined with the rose and the agarwood, and so it kind of has like that darker personality, which left me a bit surprised, I suppose, when I looked on the website and I saw that this was primarily marketed towards like the spring season. And of course, with a name like Rebirth, you think of flowers being in bloom and everything that's been kind of dead in the winter is coming back to life in the spring. And I suppose that's where that floral heart comes into play, but this is about so much more than just the flowers. Of course, there's rose, there's peony, and there's vanilla. And when I think about those three ingredients, I always think about Delina by Parfum de Marly. Don't you worry, this smells totally different. Not even worth the comparison, but you do get a little bit of that, or a lot, I should say, of that ambery base. The resins come through, the vanilla is in there, but again, it's gonna take a while for that saffron to really sort of simmer down and turn into something that's a bit more on the warm side of things, because it does open up rather spicy. And I really do enjoy that spicy opening, and I think it just kind of adds this layer of mysteriousness to the blend. Again, the florals are 50-50 in here. If anything, the rose might be a little bit stronger, but there are actually some similarities as far as the olfactory profile is concerned between rose and peony. If you do kind of a breakdown of all of the molecules that are included therein, you'll see that there are some overlaps. But nevertheless, this is a dark, woodsy, resinous, vanilla dominant, amber, spicy fragrance. And yeah, I think this would be perfect for the springtime, especially if you live in a bit of a cooler climate and you don't mind wearing something that is not just all about the florals, but something that goes beyond that. I think Rebirth is an awesome fragrance to check out. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness in the overall smell, of course, I've smelled saffron, vanilla, and amber, and oud, and rose in fragrances before. So this is kind of an oud rose fragrance at the heart of it, but I do enjoy the fact that it goes in a few different directions. The lavender is nicely aromatic, not too strong, never takes over the aroma of the rose and the peony, and of course I went into detail regarding the smell, so there is a level of uniqueness regarding this and I appreciate that. Longevity is 10 hours, so as far as the spring is concerned, yeah, if you're looking for something that's a little bit more on the longer lasting side of things, I would say definitely check this out. I think those heavy ingredients and the dry down are really contributing to that great longevity. Projection on this one was very good for the first hour of application. It did radiate actually a little bit beyond an arm's length. It became an elbow's length scent right around hour 6.5 or 7, a skin scent right around hour 9 or 10, depending on your skin chemistry, of course. Versatility for this one, I would wear this one in probably every season except for the summer. I think the spices, the vanilla, the sweetness might be a little bit too heavy-handed for people in the summertime. This is great for formal occasions, perfectly unisex, and it might appeal to somebody a little bit older. And as far as the presentation is concerned, I personally do enjoy it. I think it looks really classy. You have the little pedestal here on which the bottle sits very comfortably. My final verdict on this fragrance is, if you're a fan of that combination of ingredients, you're looking for something a little bit more on the stronger side of things, you like spices like saffron, you like amber, perfumes that are dominated by a note of vanilla, definitely check out Rebirth by Maison. And if you have watched my other review of this brand, which I forget the name of it, but I'm gonna do my best to remember to leave a link to it down below. If you enjoyed that review and you've tried that fragrance, you're interested in exploring more from the brand, check out Rebirth. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you took anything of value from today's episode. And if you did, and if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you again so much for tuning in. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode.